Periscope.
No, that's okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm Annette, author of Skin Picking, The Freedom to Finally Stop, if you don't know me already. And this year is Steven.
Hello?
We're at a retreat for BFRBs, Body Focused Repetitive Behaviors. And, more women than men, it seems, do this. Is
I
that
think
true?
more
Or?
women are more comfortable coming out and talking about it to other women and to even go to a therapist, which is true for any mental health issue for men or women. More women will go to a therapist versus men. But we just don't talk about our feelings. We don't want to, or we don't, generally through the years, we don't want to talk about our feelings and don't want to see a doctor over it. That's changing. But now in our little community, BFRBs, it's getting, it's even smaller, the amount of men that come out. And the people that, one of the BFRBs is hair pulling, and that women are, I think, a little bit more, or at least they're more to come out about it, because they tend to, it's more noticeable. A woman with a bald patch or whatever, where a man could just shave his head and be fine. And, they may come out about it to a doctor, or they may just live their life with it, with a shaved head. But there's less of us that come to, that's okay, there's less of us that come to things like this retreat. There was, I don't know, maybe 5 men here and 49 women. One reason that men should come to a retreat.
So this is the first time Steven has been on Periscope, and I just want to say this is a way different experience than usual, because usually people are on, and people, when they like what you say or like how you look or something, they send hearts. They tap the screen and so there's like hearts. Oh, somebody's on. Thank you for the hearts over there. And they can comment. So if anybody has any questions for Steven today, like what it's like.
Yeah, what's it like for a man?
For a man, and
what a retreat is like. This retreat is
like. This retreat is amazing, by the way. I've never been, and it just touched. Oh, why? Okay. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We do have. I was swiped down. Quick recap. What exactly is this retreat? Yeah, this is the Heart and Soul Academy. Christina Pearson, who founded the Trichotillomania Learning Center, 20-something years ago?
Yeah.
And
more than 20,
she was the director for a long time, and she left to create this Heart and Soul Academy. This is her next venture, and it's really to help people like us who pick our skin or pull our hair. And
she decided to start retreats.
I mean, way more.
She did retreats before with TLC. She kind of went her own way, retired from TLC with the plans of just retiring, and realized, we still need the retreat. And the TLC wasn't doing the retreats they haven't been since she left. So she knows it's such a great thing for people who are pickers or pullers, get together, and it's the first time for so many of us to meet other ones that do this. And it's just, it's always in a beautiful environment with great presenters. This is one. And some of the best doctors doing the best research in the field are here. And we get to walk around and go to classes, go to lunch, and also talk to them outside of the classes and the courses.
Yeah, so Spicy had a question. Have you been picking or pulling your whole life?
You know what? I'm pretty average for most pickers, and I think pullers. I probably started around, I don't know what age middle school is. I just clearly remember it being middle school. Probably like 12, 13, something like that. That's pretty common around there, but some start earlier. Some start a little bit later. I don't even know you. Do you know how long you've been?
I mean, I started doing a little bit of on the backs of my arms, like peeling my skin, probably around middle school.
Okay.
But in high school wasn't a problem. Didn't show anything until I was in college, and I was under a lot of stress. And that's the time that I remember being ashamed of it being a problem, people noticing and me being like pulling my sleeve down, or being in the bathroom mirror and just like,
At school?
yeah, in the dorm, or not in the dorm. It was, I remember it more when I was in a house, a junior and senior year.
Okay.
And yeah, I would have like all these marks on my face. I'd be in the bathroom mirror for I don't know how long, 20 minutes, half hour, something like that.
Yep.
And I'd just have to like zip out, of the bathroom into my bedroom and like hope that nobody
saw you.
me. Yeah, and I really didn't begin to get a hold of this until I was just about 40, and then it took a little, took a little while. And
I was in my
now,
early 40s when I found out about TLC. Though I had been
wow.
seeing therapists before that, most of them not knowing anything about this, or not ever heard of it. I began with the diagnosis of OCD. Then the diagnosis changed to BDD, which is body dysmorphic disorder, which any hair puller, skin picker is under that term, but it doesn't mean exactly what we have. We're more specific with BFRB, body focused repetitive behavior. Anybody with an eating disorder is pretty much under body dysmorphic because they see something in the mirror that's not actually true about them, and that's kind of what we do.
I think, yeah, not every eating disorder is like that.
No,
That's
well,
body
you're
dysmorphic.
right.
Yeah.
The body,
Yeah.
the ones that people think that
By the way,
are heavy.
this gave me this took me a long time to get used to. This is just for Steven. The camera is like up there. So
Oh, I should be looking there? That's so funny.
Because people like when you look at them.
Sorry, guys.
Instead of me.
I'm looking at your eyes.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that's weird. So
Yeah.
I've never done this before.
He's doing great though, isn't
From
he?
now on, I'll try to remember.
Send the guy some hearts. There we go.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Thank you, whoever that is.
Number 9? Or is that 9 hearts?
Oh, it's 9 people are live with
Oh,
us
wow,
right now.
9
Yeah.
people.
Oh, you had 3 different color hearts. So that's 3 people sent you
wow.
hearts there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I looked at the hearts and not at the
I know, and
camera.
I was looking at you.
Wow, look at my,
So,
this is weird. I can see all kinds of
do
weird
you guys
things.
have
with the
any
hair
more
sticking up.
questions until I think of anything to ask Stephen? If there's anything else, or I mean,
I could talk more
unless
about
I'm
the
holding you back from a party. Yeah.
No, I
so
could-
how many of these retreats have you been to?
I've been to, I think this is my 4th one. They also, well, TLC, which is the organization that Christina, who's doing this retreat, started, they also have conferences, which is one of the few medical conferences in the world that I know of, I've heard of, has, at the conferences, you can come as a, I don't know what best to call it, sufferers or people with, BFRBs, and see doctors giving presentations to other doctors, also go into groups that are just for us, geared towards us, very similar to what's here. But they're generally in a big city because people are coming in from all over the country and the world.
It's a big conference.
It's pretty big, yeah.
These are big.
These are much smaller, much more fun.
Yeah.
It's beautiful locations everywhere we go, and we get to spend a lot of time just talking to other sufferers.
Yeah,
I never
it's
know
really
what to say.
healing. And it's really touching to see people, that haven't ever met anyone maybe that does this.
That's
and,
huge.
Yeah, and the kids, oh my gosh, they just,
It's heartwarming to see little kids come together and meet another kid who has it. And obviously they felt, horrible at that age through school. Some of these girls wear hats constantly or halfway on their heads, and you can see bald spots and stuff. And some kids are real picked up. That's not as common, or that's not as probably for little kids to be noticed because it might look like acne at that age.
so do you know the website for Heart and Soul Academy.org?
I think it's heartandsoulacademy.org. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She must have a mailing list or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Colorado again next year.
It is.
Different place, but it's going to be
Another
amazing.
beautiful place.
Yeah.
Another gorgeous place. They're always she always picks a really pretty place to do it. So there's just a lot of nature around to kind of soothe us.
And she's incredible. Like, my favorite part is just listening to her story and her stories and just listening to her talk. And she always, I always I go around in my daily life without generally a lot of emotion. I'm like pretty much here, but she gets me right here. And I just she makes me cry. I love her.
She gets me too. I mean, and I'm not choke up person, and I get choked up here a lot.
Welcome, Linda. Yeah.
Did I finish that? See, the kids, it's so interesting to see the kids. They come and they meet other people that do this for the first time, and then they become, and adults do it too. They become fast friends, and they keep in touch.
Yeah.
Now I have groups of friends that I've met through coming to retreats that I'm really close with, and I'll be my friends for the rest of my life. There's just something about having another person that does what you do and understands you unbelievably like than anybody else that you'll have. I have great friends, but a lot of my friends don't know that I do this. And maybe now they do. And
Well, why would they be tuning in? I mean,
I don't know.
All they're interested in
It's
this
out there.
subject.
Right.
It's out there.
It's out there on the
Good
internet.
for you.
Maybe they have a daughter or son that
Yeah,
does this.
you
and
never
they're
know.
looking for
But
things.
yeah, that happens. I ran into, and Christina had a lot of stories like this. I was at I think it was a Halloween party, and met, a woman was talking, and she asked me what I did, and she said that, oh my goodness, and she's got her husband, she's like, come here, and she told her, and I'm like, why? And their daughter did this, and there's so many stories like that. It's so much more common than people think, but nobody knows that
There's
other
millions
people
of
are
us out
suffering
there.
because nobody talks about it.
Yeah, the doctors are
So
doing the
you're not
research right
alone.
now, believe that more people in the country have BFRBs that have asthma.
Wow.
And
asthma's like an epidemic right now.
and it's so well known. We're just not known, and we're out there, but we're all, not all, but most of us are pretty secretive in misery alone. And to find this organization, this group, and it's a pretty big cover, the group is a lot of groups together. And most of the ones out there all interconnect, like you and Christina's Heart and Soul and TLC, we're all connected. And being connected, we all know if there's something coming up.
Connection.
Thank you. We all know that to spread the word. There's a retreat coming up. There's a conference coming up, or a group call.
Does Heart and Soul Academy have a Facebook group yet?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Oh,
They
awesome!
do.
Look them up. I
Heart
have to.
and Soul
I don't
Academy.
know if I'm even connected with them yet.
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
They have that, and they think there's something right on the website. The website's growing, changing all the time because she's getting it going.
Yeah, she's just getting started with this too.
But it has a lot of help. Also, the TLC site. If anybody wants to just read about skin picking or hair pulling, TLC has a lot to read just on the site. And there's also connections to different sites on that site. Groups and chat rooms and stuff like that. But I can't say enough about, we're here at this retreat, I can't say enough about how fantastic it is to spend 3-4 days with other people that do what you do and just be able to talk openly and be open. That's different than anywhere else that I can be in my life. And it's massive. And I also want to mention that there's a lot of men out there that do this, but most of us keep it to ourselves. We don't talk about it. We don't go out of our way to see therapists about it, but we suffer silently. And I want to get men to come out and seek help with a doctor, seek help online, find people that can help you when you are looking online. There's doctors every day getting more trained to know how to do this. And helps out there. I
help people too.
And she does it online.
I work
every
with
day.
some men now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. It took me 30 years to find a doctor that knew anything about this.
Yeah.
So it's getting better for people that are younger. They can suffer less. But for the men out there, there's help out there. And please, if anybody's out there right now, it's a man, looking for help. We suffer just like the women,
Right, and you can't really. It looks weird if you wear makeup, right? Is that?
I do though. Honestly, I wear
can't tell.
I wear cover up. Not right now, actually. I've been out all day sweating and stuff.
Okay.
But there's times when I go out where I have this makeup stick thing that's for when you have a cut from shaving, which I haven't done in a couple days.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's good for people to know.
Yeah, I have a couple hints. One thing I do with men, if you're pickers in the mirror,
tips.
get a shaving mirror and put it in your shower. you can shave in the shower, and you won't maybe get stuck in front of the mirror. Oh wow.
Many there from overseas. I'm not sure what you mean, Beasley, but I know you
Ask them-
asked about the finger picking yesterday, and I've got another special guest tomorrow
Ooh.
that also picks her fingers, and she's gonna talk.
Oh, maybe she was asking if
to
there were many
us.
here from overseas at the retreat.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I don't think at the conference. Okay.
At the trick conference, yeah, there were
There were a
some.
lot.
Yeah,
There were a lot. For
yeah,
overseas
at the
doctors
TLC conference.
and overseas people that came over to the conference that were sufferers themselves.
Yeah, the retreat now, I think it was organized more last minute, so maybe not many
Yeah.
international people this year, but
This
maybe
year.
next
But
year.
there has been, the last one that I was at, there were 2 girls from Japan.
Wow.
One girl couldn't even speak English, but she could understand it.
Wow.
There was a girl from Newfoundland, a girl from Australia, a doctor from New Zealand. A lot of doctors are coming over here because right now the United States is probably at the peak of research. But there's groups in England that, deal with this. So if you're overseas anywhere, there's help. It's just sometimes hard to find,
That's
but,
right.
it's out there online. And you're online.
I'm online.
So
I've
anybody can
worked
help
with people
all
from
over the world.
every continent so far except from Brazil. I've coached them to,
Okay.
All
All right,
really
Brazilian
cut
people,
free of these.
come on.
I mean, not every. Did I say Brazil?
Yeah.
I meant South America. But
Oh,
I was
South
thinking of
America.
this one girl who often comes onto these, and she said she was from Brazil one day. So I was like,
okay.
I thought I must have
Come
been
on,
thinking
South
of her.
Americans.
Hi, Jessica, if you're watching the replay.
Get some help.
Yeah. So okay. So well, tomorrow I will be on pretty early because the conference ends. I think this woman might join me at about 10:30 Mountain Time. Hi, sweetie. I know him.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Hey, I'll call you after. That's my fiance. Anyway,
Okay.
so hi. Anyhow, so yeah. So thank you so much
Absolutely.
for joining. Anyone have any last questions,
Any
for
questions?
Stephen? Or want to send him some more hearts?
Oh, purple.
Yeah.
Thank you, purple.
How many
Blue.
colors are out there right now?
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So tomorrow I will rope her in. We'll be talking about
question for me?
finger picking, and we're gonna find, I think, a party now. I think there's supposed to be a party.
There
There's
is
still a
parties.
bonfire.
There's a bonfire.
So,
yeah, there's a bonfire most nights of these things.
But yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much
bet.
again, and thank you, listeners.